Hey, gorgeous. It's been a while. Um, yeah, I did not think that I would be going through what I have gone through to learn the lesson for the module for our 21-day mindfulness challenge. So, honestly, it's I should have known it would come to a place where I would have to really go through to understand the module, break it down, to present it in a way to you all that was relatable and that I actually could speak from an experience that's more so current, not a past experience. And when you have more of a current experience, it's a little bit more fresh in the mind, obviously, but it's also, you can connect even more because it has happened. Sorry, that was my light falling. Let me turn it off because it ain't working. So I'm gonna go with it. So let me back up and bring you to current day. So we had the last module 14. We were going into module 15, which was 15 of the 21-day mindfulness challenge, which was surrender. I listened to the module. I absorbed it. It's like, okay, cool. Again, I should have known there was foreshadowing because every other module that I talked about, something happened that day to really drive it home and to understand what was being presented. So, and I apologize for saying so much. I'm doing a lot of thinking. Thursday, I went to my normal chiropractic appointment. I go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I had the normal adjustment, nothing out of the norm. Fine. Friday, I wake up, nothing's out of the norm. I'm working, and as I'm working, I start to get like this little soreness in my back. So I'm thinking, okay, you're just sitting too long. So I get up, I do some stretches, I walk around a little bit. I'm like, okay. I know I just got the adjustment, and I know when you're moving certain things in your body, your muscles have to adjust to your spine or your skeletal system. Skeleton. I can't get that word out, but you know what I mean. System being manipulated. So that's what's going on in my head. Progressively, it gets worse to the point that when I finish my work day, I get out the chair and I'm so stiff. It's almost like someone has my back in a vice grip. And I live on a 2-story townhouse. So to get downstairs, I had to literally go one step at a time and hold myself up on the wall, and it was in excruciating pain. But I got downstairs and I got to the couch, and that's where I was for a while because I couldn't move. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, it's got to be because of this adjustment. So I'm Googling things, and it's like, put heat on it. So I'm doing the heat. I have my wife do this little tincture, I think that's what it's called, but it's a little like electro machine. She puts that on my back. I'm taking ibuprofen. I'm taking Tylenol. Nothing's really giving me too much relief. My wife's standing there. She's worried. She's like, should we go to the hospital? No, I keep telling her, no, I'm fine. Saturday comes and I can't walk. Like, I'm just like laying there. I'm so stiff. And I'm like, okay, there's an issue. But again, I'm going to be fine. I'm just in my mind. Take some medicine. I'll be okay, fine and dandy. Again, it's just an adjustment. My body's just going through that. So later on Saturday night, I had like an hour of where I could move. And so I got up and took a shower. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I took a bird bath because the whole shower thing just wasn't gonna happen. And I crawled in bed, and my wife's looking at me. She was like, do you need to go to the doctor? Do you need to go to the ER? And I'm like, no, just give me a couple more days. I can walk now, right? Sunday comes. I'm still going through the motions. It's still an issue, but it's not as bad. Problem now is I have pain that's starting to radiate down my right thigh. It's like a dull, achy pain. And I'm like, okay, it's not a vice grip on my back anymore. It's still tight, but it's this. Okay, maybe it's moving. So Monday I say something to my chiropractor. I have my appointment on Tuesday, and I'm barely walking. My wife's looking at me again. And so he was like, what have you been doing? And I was like, going through all the things I've just told you about. And he was like, no, don't put heat. You need to put ice for this type of situation. And you're so inflamed in your back. It was like a knot literally in my back, in my lower back, on my spine. He's like, no, heat's not going to help. You need to do ice. I'm like, okay. So I get home and I start icing it. And this is where the first lesson starts to take place of the surrenderance. In order to ice my back, I have to lay on my stomach. And I don't know how many of you are from the old school Baptist teachings of when you go to God. They were like, if you're in, my dad used to say, if you are in need, and you need to talk to God, you get on your face. You pray on your face. I wasn't thinking of that, but I knew that was the only way that I could ice my back. So I laid down on the floor on my face and put the ice pack on my back. Well, if you're sitting there, you absolutely have nothing else other than the pain, that it's excruciating pain going through your body. That's all you have on your mind. That solitude that you feel like you're in. You start talking to God. Or you just start talking to somebody. But I specifically was talking to God. And I was asking him, what did I do so wrong? What did I do to have this afflicted upon me? What was I not paying attention? It was like a whole victim beat myself up moment that I went to God and was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And it was like, you're not doing anything wrong per se. What does that mean? What was presented to me was, when we say we surrender, most of the time we throw our hands up, right? And we go on. What I was doing was I was surrendering a piece and saying, I'll keep this. That's not surrendering. That's not full surrenderance. So let me tell you something about surrenderance. A lot of times when we hear someone surrendering, a lot of us think of it as a negative connotation. It is a defeat. You've lost the battle. Baby, there's a war going on. Battle is just little intricacies in between. That's just moments that take place. When you surrender, this is the first lesson I was taught in this moment. You're letting go so that you are allowing yourself to be open to receive. When we hold on, we're saying, I'm relying on my own self. I'm relying on my own ego. I'm relying on my own pride. I'm relying on my limited understanding and knowledge and belief. And I know better. Baby, there's so much that we don't know. There's so much that we can tap into. But if we don't surrender and let go, we can't see what's in front of us to receive. We're blinded. That was a hard pill to swallow. That ugly cry happened. I couldn't stop crying. Because here I am thinking, I am surrendering, God. I gave you all my problems. I come to you and I'm giving it to you. But he's saying, baby, you didn't give me all of it. You told me about this one little thing. And then you took this and said, but I can handle this. That's not full surrenderance. That's not letting go. I was hindering my own healing. So let me step back and talk to you about my wife, right? My wife has had sciatic issues for a while. She suffered for years of back pain and sciatic issues. So she understands the pain. She also understands what needs to happen. Whenever she was trying to help me, my ignorance of saying, no, I'm being fine, I wasn't surrendering. So because I didn't surrender and allow myself to receive, I couldn't receive the healing through her. God was giving me healing through her, but I was rejecting it because I felt like I knew more. I had healing right in front of me. I also was rejecting her love for me. And every time I rejected her love for me, she worried. Her worry is a negative emotion she's bringing into the space. I can't heal in that space, but I can heal in love. The moment I allowed her, because I surrendered, to love on me, I started to get better. I went to the ER. And was given information on what medications they wanted me to take, a regimen they wanted me to do, and it was really stuff she had already said, but I wasn't listening. I started to heal, okay? But I still had the sciatic pain in my leg. It was this dull, achy pain. So then, we talk about when we have pain in our body to recognize what's happening, what's going on. So this is part 2 of that surrenderance. So God is showing me all of these things, but he's also saying you're having other things you're dealing with that you're not being honest to yourself about and releasing. You're holding on to it. And I'm thinking, what am I holding on to? Well, again, I got to get on my stomach. I got to lie on my face because I got to keep doing this back icing thing. And in those moments of being quiet and being with him, he presented to me a world of things that I was holding on to, thinking I was letting them go, or that I could fight this alone, or I got this because I have these tools so I can do it. You never can have enough tools. But the greatest tool you can have is to surrender, to flow, to go with what's happening. You utilize, but you also tap into what I call the human library. You can't do that when you don't surrender. My human library was my wife. I could take her off the shelf, read what she's gone through, understand the knowledge that was presented to heal me, heal myself, and put it back. The same as of me. As I grow, I become a library, right? For someone to take off the shelf, get what they need out of it, and put me back. But in order for us to grow, we're just like an encyclopedia. We have volumes. That's the chapters of our lives. When he presented to me what I was holding on to, the sciatic nerve goes through your bottom, your bum, your butt, however you want to say it. You ever heard the saying, a pain in the ass? You're a pain in my butt, you're a pain in my side? In some understandings, when you have pain in your left butt cheek and going down your leg, you have anger or rage built up. And he presented to me what it was that I was holding on to and stuffing inside. I had the ugly cry again. I released it. I yelled it, I screamed it, I got every ounce of it that I could, and I asked him to search me. If there was any more, please get it out of me. That was another form of surrendering because I was releasing what was inside. Instead of holding on to it, I released it, and I gave it full, wholeheartedly, with all my emotions. Not apologizing for none of it, to him. Because I wasn't doing it to anyone. I was giving it to him. And there was peace. And y'all, my legs stopped hurting. My legs stopped hurting. And there were so many people that he brought to me out of the library of humans. They were pouring knowledge into me that I didn't know, that I had no concept of. But I could go in and reach. Because he would tell me what book to go to, what shelf to go to, what side of the library to be on. But I had to surrender. So to you, I say, where in your life do you need to surrender? Wholeheartedly. Not half-ass. We're going to come out that half-ass stuff. And believe me, it's hard to be honest with yourself. But one thing God will make you do is look in the mirror. And each person that you encounter is a reflection of you. Either it's the good part or it's the part you need to work on. And if someone annoys you, it's normally the thing you need to work on. Search yourself. But even in all of that, surrenderance. Surrenderance is not about defeat. You're not defeating anything. Nothing is being defeated. When we surrender, it means I'm stepping back because I realize that I'm committing mental insanity to try to do the same thing over and over to get a different result that will never happen. But when I surrender, I'm opening myself to receive. I can see now what's in front of me. I can receive what he's putting through somebody else for me. I can have victory. I can heal myself. I can come out of this thing. Something that I felt that would never, ever change, it can change literally in moments when we surrender. Now, this is me going back to my roots of what I know, but God's man was David. Why? For if you believe in the teachings or not, David was truthful in how he felt. He ain't hold out. He ain't lie about it. He told you how he wanted them to die. He told you how he wanted them to live. He told the truth of how he felt. That's what God's looking for. That's true surrenderance. It's not what that can't answer, oh, I'm good. No, I'm not good. God, I'm not. I don't understand why I'm doing this. I don't understand why you got me going through this. God, don't hide your face from me. I seek you. I seek your understanding. Y'all, I'm truthful. I come to God. When I come to him because he's my father, right? So I have that relationship. I empower you to have that same. Tell him how it is. Tell him how you feel. Don't feel like you have to come with a certain, I call it cloaking. Baby, he made you his child. He already know how the story go. He's just waiting for you to let him intercede for you. Upon whatever it is needed, he needs you to say it out your mouth. Be honest and clear about it. And that's what surrenderance is about. It's been a hard lesson for me. I don't ever want to go through it again. And if I could save anybody else from some heartache and give you some tools and understanding, I leave you with this. Surrender, my love. Lay your burdens down. Whatever you're holding in, find you a safe space, a safe place, a safe person. And if you don't have that, straight to God. Lay your burdens down and don't pick them back up. Tell God what you want, not what you desire. You tell him what you want and have no limitations. Don't tell him how it's going to happen. Just tell him what it is you want. Surrender, let it go, and allow him to bring all forth that is for you. I absolutely love you, and I'll see you later.